Hi everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing another Flashback Friday episode, and I will be sharing with you my completed album from 2017. This is a Heidi Swapp album, and I'm not exactly sure what this was called, but I just got this at Michael's, obviously years ago. Now I do want to say before we flip through this that this was a different time, different type of scrapbooking for me. I did not know about Project Life and was really just recording in a way that was fun for me at the time. So some of these Flashback Fridays are a little further back, like now we're into 2017 and my scrapbooking style has definitely evolved, but I thought it would still be fun to kind of flip through and show you what was going on this year. So here we go. So first of all, I kind of titled this album Week in the Life, which is very funny now because I didn't know that was a thing from Allie Edwards. But this is very kind of collage based. So imagine like Smashbook type vibes. I was really just doing this all like on my own. I didn't even know about like scrapbooking on YouTube. So you can imagine I was really kind of out of the loop at this point. But I did have a lot of fun with this album, and I do really like scrapbooking like this. I mean, of course, I would rather do Project Lifestyle in like pockets and everything, but I'm really glad that I still have this. As you'll see, I have Polaroids, I have movie ticket stubs, I'm sure there's receipts and things. This is John B. from the podcast S Town, which was a podcast I was really into at the time. At the bottom, I included like this week's highlights, and I would kind of write kind of random things about the week, and would I kind of gave myself a prompt. This one says I'm obsessed. This one says goals. So I just kind of gave myself different prompts throughout all these weeks. Now, this book spans, I think, about 6 months. So I really just used all the paper that this came with. So this is a Heidi Swapp album. It came with this white paper, and you'll notice at the top it has like this printed day of the week thing, which I use to record the days. So yeah, like I just kind of worked with it until all of the pages were gone. But you'll see this was like, I think maybe the first time me and Will went to our local drive-in together. All of this paper, I mean, the definite majority of it is from A Beautiful Mess. So I had a lot of kits that I had bought during the time that A Beautiful Mess was doing their messy boxes, and also afterwards whenever I had kind of stocked up, whenever I knew that they were going to be, not producing any new stuff. So I wish I still had some of it. I love it so much, but I am really glad that I was able to use it in this album and that I have some of it to still look at. So you'll see this was whenever I had purple hair a long time ago. I was prepping for our trip to Chicago, and we were going to go to a Saved by the Bell pop-up. So that's what that picture's about. Here we had a day at the zoo, and I love like these pictures. I don't have saved anywhere. I don't have them anywhere else. And this picture, and I think there's another one in here, are pictures that the person that we got Penny from, there are pictures that they took before we even had Penny. So this is like one of maybe our first picture that we ever received of Penny as a little tiny puppy before her eyes were even opened. So I just think that that's so fun to have. I love like the little zoo tickets and stuff. I think this was a little flag thing that I had had for years, and I finally used it. Obviously, I saw my friends and stuff. It was just kind of a fun book to use up just that stash of stuff that I just had around, and to be able to use up some of this Beautiful Mess paper and stuff that I just loved so much. And even though it is a different style of scrapbooking, I'm so happy to have these photos now because I didn't scrapbook these months in any other way. There's another picture of Penny when her eyes first were opened, which is really exciting. Picture of me and my mom, and that's like an old picture of my mom when she was like in kindergarten. I think that was Mother's Day. So I have a lot of kind of random albums that I've done over the years that were just kind of me just doing stuff and making stuff up and not necessarily having a really guide. And I'm not saying that you need that, but of course I love Project Life and it's so awesome having the community. But this is when we went to Chicago. So things like this, I don't have that documented anywhere else. Here's where we went to the Max. So if you are a Saved by the Bell fan, we did a pop-up. We went to a pop-up in Chicago that year, and you can see that it looked exactly like the Max from the show, which was so cool. And I was also able to see one of my oldest friends, Kelsey, and we've been friends since like early high school, and we were actually internet friends and then became pen pals and then became real life friends and then we don't see each other that much. She lives in LA, but she lived in Chicago at the time. So those pictures are really special to me. So I'm just so glad to have things like this documented. And I still really like the style. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily do it now, but I really love the style still. This, I think, was packaging from something. So I just kept all kinds of little bits and pieces. It kind of reminds me a mix of like a Project Lifestyle because I was documenting each week and just like adding pictures and journaling about each week, but also kind of a junk journal type vibe as well. So this was mine and Will's 6-year anniversary. So I added the big 6 at the top. That was us like currently, and then that was just an old picture that I loved. So had fun with that one. And I love this. I love this card. This was a beautiful mess card that said weekend trip, and I added a little doggy sticker into the front. So this was when we first got Penny. So just the best day of my life on June 17th, 2017. Our lives changed forever, and my baby was born and here, which is so exciting. And then here we have, I can't believe Penny was ever that tiny. It's just so amazing. I love it. And this was when we were watching Big Brother. And it's so funny because we really ended up not liking Paul at all that season. But that was what I had documented at the time. Let me know if I have any other Big Brother fans out there. We're like crazy super fans. So I love these cards. I mean, A Beautiful Mess just had some really, really cool stuff. You know, I'm an Elsie fan through and through. Like, for my entire crafty life, but this is a cute little family photo of me and Will and Penny when she was tiny. I mean, we had just gotten her like a week before, so special. I think that was 4th of July. Here's some other photos. We took Penny out and about, and she went and ate with us and stuff, which was fun, like at a restaurant and everything, which it's funny. She's a big homebody. She really doesn't like the car. And we tried to get her used to it as a puppy, but it's just not her personality, which is fine. She doesn't have to go anywhere. There she is in Will's arms. And I just love seeing these baby pictures. I do have one little baby picture book of Penny, but otherwise, a lot of these for me, they just get lost with the shuffle of life. I mean, I'll get a new phone. The pictures won't be on the cloud. I will lose them. So to be honest, I don't have these photos anymore to like on my computer or something to reprint off. I mean, this is it. So these books are still so special to me, even if they're not necessarily what I would maybe do now. This is actually Penny like snuggled up in the crook of my neck. And that's Penny on the floor with Greta, sweet Greta. And there she is when she first started getting in the bed with us because she was so small. She had to like sleep in a little crate in the bathroom, and it was so sad because she did not like that. So you can tell she's growing more now. She's getting longer and looking more like a little wiener dog. But yeah, so these memories are so special to me, and I'm so happy to have them documented in any way. I really should do a better job with keeping up with all of those photos, but it's just a thing that tends to happen to me. And that's why scrapbooking for me is like the best thing. It's just the best. I love being able to look back on all these moments. Here's where me and Will kind of had a day out and about, and I ended up running into 2 of my friends while we were together, and we ate these Mem Pops that were, it's like a local popsicle shop, so I kept the little stick from that. We're actually nearing the end. It doesn't go on for that long, but I love the way these individual letters look. I need to remember that and maybe do that again. Just some fun things. I love keeping pieces of memorabilia from like the food that we ate, from where we parked, things like that. This book just makes me happy. And then here, this is September 2nd through 8th. So I can just tell from the photos, it's looking like around this time, you know, where we start getting, I wish I could eat candy corn, but it's not vegan, but where we start getting all the fun stuff at Target. There's my mom trying on one of the unicorn heads, you know, pre-COVID, all that fun stuff. Here's where we took Penny to a local wiener dog race. She wasn't in the race, but it was fun. There were so many wiener dogs out and about, and I would love to go to one of those again. It was so fun. And then I had cut my hair off. You might have seen that back a little bit. I loved using these big numbers. I would just like, if it was within this week, like this was the 16th through the 22nd. So I would just add the big numbers, which I thought was just really fun and graphic. And this is the last page, which is sad. This is my parents when they went to the beach. This was my friend, my dad's birthday was actually during this week. And then my friend Casey's birthday is right after my dad. So this is a really old throwback picture of us and some of the memorabilia from Casey's birthday. And then on the back, this was a year in summary. So you got kind of a different page for the back. But what I did was the last day of September, the 30th, was my friends Will and Rachel's wedding, and they had these beautiful kind of like announcements made, and this was the front and the back. So I took two of them, of course, so I could have both things documented. And like this, I'm so happy to still have that. And then I just added a few little photos at the bottom, like personal photos that we took. And even though it's just these few things, it just feels so special to still have something to document, you know, that special time. And yeah, so I hope that you guys kind of liked this flip through to see a piece of my life kind of pre scrapbooking in the way that I scrapbook now. I'm so thankful to have found this community. So it was soon after this, in 2018, that I kind of wanted to do more every month, and I'd really loved this project in particular. And of course, I was a fan of Allie Edwards, you know, from way back, like early 2000s. And so I just kind of fallen off the scrapbooking, like being in the know and stuff at this point. So soon after this, I got into Project Life, and I'm so thankful that I found that, because it brings me a lot of joy. But I just have always enjoyed documenting my life in so many different ways. So I do think that Flashback Friday could still be a fun little series to have on here, but some of the projects may be a little different, you know, like a different approach at scrapbooking. But I really like this one. It still makes me happy to look through, which I love. And I hope that you enjoyed it. So that's it. I know this is kind of a shorty today, but that's really all I got for you. But I hope that you enjoyed this little flip through to see a little bit of my life in 2017. So if you did like it, please subscribe, please give me a like, and I'll be back at you soon with another video. Thanks, guys. Bye.